Hey Gold Digger, welcome back to another episode of #GetLit, where we crush your business in less than 10 minutes. For today's episode, I'm going to teach you the 7 fastest ways to build up your email list. And you're going to be surprised because even if you're a newbie and you don't have any names on your list, you can get started today by building the list, because we're going to look at several different ways depending on where you're hanging out on social media, where you're offering value, and where your audience is hanging out. And also, we're going to talk about the importance of having an email list, because if you're building on social media, in my opinion, you're building on borrowed land. Stay tuned. We're going to dive in now. Now, the reason why you don't actually want to not start to build an email list is because if you're building on Facebook, Instagram, even TikTok, wherever you're hanging out with YouTube, you are actually building on borrowed land, because at any time your account can be taken away, it can be turned off, you can get in jail. I'm currently in Messenger jail right now. Someone reported my business account. There wasn't anything wrong, but there was just someone trolling and being horrible, and Facebook just doesn't have the bandwidth to review those claims. And so they want to obviously protect the safety of their community, so they just turn it off. And so that's a perfect example that I had to pivot, shift gears and go, okay, what are some different ways we can get the word out about something we're promoting right now? So if you put all your eggs in one basket and something happens, then what? You own your email list. All those names on that email list are yours. You don't own Facebook, Instagram, or anywhere else, okay? So I'm sure you're convinced now. So let's jump into my 7 tips. First tip is a freebie opt-in. So I'm going to share my screen so you can see what this looks like. So number 1 is a freebie opt-in on a landing page. So you can even do this with an email service that you have. You don't have to have a website to do this. So that's one of the really cool things about that, is that this really can be for brand new people getting started, okay? So a freebie opt-in is where you are going to have a lead magnet that people want. And so when they click the link, it's going to give them that freebie. So this is a social media blueprint. I'll put the link below so you can see what it looks like and grab it for yourself if you want to. It's my most popular blueprint. We've had over 10,000 downloads on it. People absolutely love it. It's a great way to teach them how to get started on social media. So this is not my website. This is just, we use ClickFunnels. And so this is a standalone. I have it on Instagram. I have it on Facebook. Whenever I do guest trainings in Facebook for other people's teams or communities, or even here on YouTube, I put this link. And the cool thing is, in order for people to get the blueprint, which they want, they have to put their that's my old email. That's okay. Who cares? They have to put their name and email in. And then now they're on my email list. It's an exchange. People will give you their email for something of value. And if you're brand new and you're like, well, I don't have a fancy video and I don't have, freebies, you need to be creative and you need to learn how to do a lead magnet, which I will make a note right now because that can be our next training. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm going to teach you how to make a lead magnet. Okay. So make sure you hit the subscribe button right now. If you turn the bell on, every time I release a new training, you're going to get notified. And if you do that, you're going to see the lead magnet training. Otherwise, you might miss it, okay? So you need to know how to make a lead magnet. And anyone can do a lead magnet. You don't have to have a ton of experience to do it, okay? So this is the first example, is a freebie opt-in. Number 2 is a webinar registration. So whenever somebody has a webinar, that you have a free class of some sort, free masterclass, you want to utilize a webinar registration. So let me actually show you what it looks like. We'll do one in Zoom together really quick. All right, so we're going to go to, you can actually do it for a meeting or a webinar. Most of you have meetings, so we'll just pop in here so you can see. Okay, so when you're going to create a webinar, what you want to do right here is where it says registration required. I use Zoom. It's my absolute favorite. I've been using it for years. And when you require registration, they have to put their name and email. Once you save this, you can go in and edit, and you can require name, email, company that they're with, whatever other information you want. And then after you're done, you can actually access not only the participants, but you can access everyone who registered. So even if the person registered and didn't actually do the webinar, which happens a lot, you still capture their information and you can start email marketing to them, which is huge, okay? And again, you own the email list. These are your names, which is really important. Number 3 is group questions. So if you have a Facebook group, if you don't, you need a Facebook group. Okay, go get one right now. Go do that. Go get on that. So Facebook groups are my jam. I've been building Facebook groups for 2.5 years, and they have changed my freaking life. I have monetized them. I've built huge communities. I have over 25,000 members in my Facebook groups. So this is one of them. And if you go into more edit group settings, there are questions you can ask. So if you've joined a group before, you know how there are registration questions? That's what this is. We are putting in those registration questions that can be required to join the group. So if you go down to ask questions, mine say, what company are you with? How did you hear about this group? I'm excited to share our exclusive Gold Digger resources. Drop your email below. We get a ton of emails from this, okay? And then the cool thing is people are not only getting on Facebook, they're starting to get to know you through that community. Now you can start to land in their inbox. And also too, another benefit is that when it's in their inbox, it's sitting there until they have the time to open it and look at it. Where Facebook and Instagram and TikTok, it's more reactive. It's if they happen to see it and they have a minute, they're scrolling, right? An inbox is great because it just sits there until they can actually get over to it. The next one is number 4 is your website pop-up. So if you want to, I'm actually doing a redesign right now. So depending on when you watch this, this may or may not be here. We're jazzing it up right now at Gold Digger headquarters. But this right here is my website. So here's an opt-in at the top. Don't miss any free weekly trainings for social media recruiting, blah, blah, blah. So this is just called an email header bar, and you can just have it right in your website. If you're doing blogging and you're doing YouTube videos and putting out some great content, then I do recommend creating a website. I'm just kind of waiting for it to pop up. It's not, but it's real. It could be because I've already been on here a million times and it's detecting that. But I have a pop-up that says, grab my daily activity tracker. So if you go to my website, you can get my daily activity tracker. It's thegolddiggergirl.com. And it pops up and then it gets into people's faces, obviously, and then it's going to help them to go in there and give their email for the daily activity tracker, okay? You want it to be something that people want. The next one is out of the scope of the specifically share screen and me showing it, but it's number 5 is the ManyChat growth tool. So if you go into ManyChat, it's a service you can set up with a Facebook business page. The neat thing is we've used Facebook or ManyChat for my personal profile with links and things like that, because they have, you can get URLs specifically and people can opt into a sequence. And we've used that on my personal profile. So even if you're not building with your business page, which I don't recommend people start with, you can utilize ManyChat to build your business. So when you have ManyChat, one of the options is the growth tool. And so with the growth tool, one of them, it's a template that comes with your account. So they have samples of different growth tools. One of them is called landing page. So you're going to want to write that down, landing page. And then what that's going to do is that is going to get you your very own landing page that you can show people. I don't use mine just because I have real landing pages, but if you're new and you're just getting started, it has a landing page and people will actually get you can make it where they can opt in and you can message them that freebie. So that's a great way to capture their content. Number 6 is get a lead from a post or a video in Messenger and ask them to email it to you. So let's say you do a cooking recipe and you say, all right, if you want this recipe on this amazing do-it-yourself energy drink, right? Woo! Then go ahead and email me and I'm going to give you the recipe. And then when they, you can tell them to email you, you can just tell them your email, or you can message them and say, hey, I'd love to get you that recipe. Can I send that to you, as well as put you on my list for future recipes? Now you want to make sure to always get permission. So whenever you're getting an email, you have to ask for permission. All of these ways I've shown you has been asking for permission. So make sure you ask. That's actually required by law. And then you can do that with videos, with Facebook posts. It's really awesome, okay? Number 7, this is advanced, but Facebook ads is a really great way to actually get leads. I've just started using ads in the fall maybe, so I'm really new to Facebook ads. I did them all myself and now I pay someone to manage them for me, because it's just not something I want to spend my time on. I would rather spend my time on creating content and connecting with people. But if you like ads, you might geek out on it and get into it. So you can build warm and cold audiences, and in order for them to get your freebie, your lead magnet, they have to give their name and email. And I'm sure you've done it on Facebook before. My blueprint is one of the ones that we currently have right now, and I'm building one out for Trello as well. If you actually want to see it in action, okay, what I'm going to do, I'm making notes for myself. I'm going to put a link to my Trello board. It's a social media content calendar board. And If you look below, you're going to see a link to click it, and you can go through the sequence to see what it's like. Plus you can get my Trello board. It's my social media content calendar board. You're going to love it. So grab that so you can kind of see what that looks like. And that's literally what I've done to build my email list into the tens of thousands. And it's been able to allow me to build a $2 million business just through an email list. It's pretty fascinating. And everybody needs an email list. It's just a smart business thing to do. Okay. So I want you to get that email list. Well, thank you so much for watching this video on the 7 ways to build up your email list. I'm so glad that you stopped by. I hope you found value in this training. You start working on your email list right away. Don't forget to click the subscribe button, comment below, and tell me your favorite tip. How many email names do you have on your list? I'd love to know. Or are you excited to get started? Until next time, get lit in your business, set your soul on fire. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.